Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy Pride Month. So we are kicking off the month with a movie that was pretty popular a year or two ago. I remember a lot of people were talking about this movie and as always, I'm late to the game. I am going to be watching I Saw the TV Glow. I heard a lot of good things about this movie, but surprisingly, I didn't get spoiled by anything. I know that it's a horror movie, and if you are a veteran of this channel, you know that I don't really watch horror movies on my channel. And like, don't get me wrong, I actually really love watching horror movies. I am just a weenie and I don't like watching horror movies by myself. I am almost always watching it with someone else. But I don't think I've heard a lot of people say that this movie is super scary. I heard that the ending is scary. Judging from that, I'm thinking maybe it's less jump scary and more like cerebral, psychological. I also know that it is related to being transgender, although I'm not sure if any of the characters are actually transgender or it's an allegory to being transgender. I heard a lot of good things about this movie. I hope that I can pick up some of the themes. I am cis, so some things might go over my head, but I'll try my best, you know? Without further ado, let's get started on I Saw the TV Glow.
Isabel's bathroom has a new supernatural infestation that no exterminator can take care of. It's the attack of the Drain Lords.
They can't hurt you if you don't think about them.
I feel like that line is important. They can't hurt you if you don't think about them. Out of sight, out of mind kind of deal. Kind of like ignoring your problems. Oh my god, I loved playing that in elementary school. Wow. I love these trans colors. I mean, plus the purple, but... 1996. Oh, so the setting isn't like current time. I think this was released 2024. I thought the setting was like, you know, in the 2020s. Side note, I love that the school is called VHS, like a VHS tape. The title being called I Saw the TV Glow. I don't know if that's supposed to be related, but it felt like an Easter egg of sorts.
That's like the TV show, right? The Pink Opaque?
It's the official episode guide.
Election night is cool, right? Or when they bring the inflatable planetarium into the gymnasium. It's like the school gets transformed into something else, you know? It's special.
Changing into something else, something special. I feel like I'm reading too deeply into the script. You never know when something can like come back or it actually means something, you know?
It comes on at 10:30 p.m., right? 10 p.m. is my bedtime.
My mom basically doesn't give a crap when I go to bed.
Can I have a sleepover at Johnny Luke's house Saturday night?
You remember Join Haler, right?
Oh, he's waiting until his mom drives off? Yeah, that actually worked.
Fine, then what about Beck?
Young Maddy?
We are the Pink Opaque.
I like how when we switch to the TV show, the audio gets more clearer as if we are watching the TV show ourselves. It's a small detail, but I really like that.
It's not fair, man. Why does the winter have to be so cold that you can't eat ice cream during the winter?
I wish. The ice cream man didn't have to leave when the weather got cold in the winter.
Oh, it's giving like goosebumps. Yeah, this is their version of Goosebumps. They really nailed the 90s TV aesthetic.
Tara's my favorite. She's super hot. She doesn't take shit from anybody. Each episode, they help each other fight a new monster from across the county. Mr. Melancholy is the big bad.
Mr. Melancholy? Depression? You mean the Babadook?
He's always messing with time and reality. He wants to rule the world, to trap Isabel and Tara in the midnight
Ooh,
realm.
okay.
Are you sure it's okay that I sleep down here?
Just be out by dawn. If my stepdad catches you, he'll break my nose again.
Oh. Leaving him downstairs by himself after watching kind of like a scary show.
Sometimes the Pink Opaque feels more real than real life.
She's using the show like an escape. It's kind of real. People tend to do that with movies and books and everything. I wonder if he's gonna get away with that. Like his mom catches him. She's already parked in front of Johnny's house and she's like, you aren't coming from inside his house. Does he see himself in the main character? Is that his mom? She looks sick.
How you feeling about my little health scare?
Oh, that was right. Oh no, does she have cancer?
Seems like you're always somewhere else lately.
Is he about to also use the Pink Opaque as an escape from his real life problems?
Can I stay up late to watch the Pink Opaque tonight?
You know your bedtime is at 10:15.
Oh damn, his bedtime got raised only 15 minutes.
Isn't that a show for girls?
overbearing dad.
After that first sleepover, I couldn't work up the courage to say more than 3 words to Maddy Wilson at a time.
Is he talking to us?
When I told her I still wasn't allowed to watch the show, she started leaving tapes for me.
Aww. I was gonna ask how he kept watching the show if he wasn't allowed to stay up. Aww. When her own family life isn't great. Pain is weakness, leaving the body. That's such a 90s mentality. Although I'm sure people nowadays still think that. I like the colors in this movie so far. Oh, the pilot? Oh, I think this is when shit is about to go down.
His henchmen are close by. Marco and Polo.
Oh my god, the moon.
Mr. Melancholy, you're like me. You're special. Like I knew it before I even met you. Can you feel it?
You know, it's a 90s show when there is some gay undertone.
Hey,
What's up?
nothing much. If you wanted, I could come over again.
After 2 years, these two are still awkward.
I like girls, you know that, right?
Totally, that's fine.
What about you? Do you like girls?
I don't know.
Boys?
I think that I like TV shows.
Maybe he's ace.
When I think about that stuff, it feels like someone took a shovel and dug out all of my insides, and I know there's nothing. I'm still too nervous to open myself up and check. I know there's something wrong with me. My parents know it too, even if they don't say anything.
Oh, poor baby. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a 9th grader? I think it's normal to like not really know who you are. Adults don't even know who they are a lot of the times.
Maybe you're like Isabel, afraid of what's inside you.
Hey, Bozo! Estee Lauder called. They got a few suggestions about this whole look you're going for.
No wonder Maddy likes this character. He doesn't know what to do.
I'm getting out of this town. Did you know that?
What's she holding?
If you leave, I won't have anyone to watch the Pink Opaque with.
She's his only friend, basically. He's probably her only friend too. Oh my god, I was thinking she was holding a razor, but I wasn't sure. Is she about to put the Pink Opaque thing on the back of his neck? Oh, I think it is a razor. Wait. It's going a little far. Oh, this is going a little bit far. And he's just gonna let her do it? Oh, it's a marker. Oh, was that real or imaginary? Metaphorical?
Pack as much as you can in your overnight bag next Saturday.
Oh, they're running away together.
Can't tell anyone we're leaving, not your mom.
Oh, but his mom is sick. I don't think he can or should. Maybe if his mom passed.
You have to tell my dad that I've been lying to him. I've been pretending to sleep here while my mom's in the hospital and I need to be grounded. You can't let me go with her. I don't want to leave my home.
Oh.
My mom passed away that next July, and a few weeks later, Maddy disappeared without a trace.
See, that would have been a good time to run away. After the mom passes.
All they found was her TV set burning in the backyard.
I'm not sure how I feel about the fourth wall breaking. But I guess, he's already narrating.
And the strangest part of it all was that exact same month that Maddy disappeared, the Pink Opaque got canceled.
Not canceled. It wasn't reaching the correct audience. Those two were the only people keeping that show on air. Ooh, okay, so it was 1996 when they met. It was 1998, and then now it's 2006. I feel like the captions earlier spoiled it for me. They said young Maddy, so Maddy will show up again in adult form.
Call me back and just let me know.
Ew.
Hey, Owen, did you like what you saw earlier? You know, because if you want, I can put in a good word with Erica for you. It's on for you, brother.
So annoying. Everyone out there always knows one person like this.
Why don't you look at me? Just make eye contact with me. Seriously.
Owen does give neurodivergent. Can people be nice to him, please? Why are you getting out? If I saw that, I would have just turned around and find an alternate route. He's walking towards the electrical zaps. It's Maddy sending a message. Mr. Melancholy. Oh my god, it's the TV catalog that she had.
Season 6, Episode 1, Escape from the Midnight Realm.
Oh my god, is his life gonna start becoming like the episodes?
I'm sorry that I'm late. It was a down power line.
Oh my Why is that so scary? Oh my god, he's Mr. Melancholy. The dark aura over his life. Oh, what the fuck? Is that Maddy?
Do you remember me?
Where have you been?
Oh, she does not look okay. Oh my god, what happened to her?
I know a place on the edge of town. It'll be safe for us to talk there.
Ominous. Ooh, sounds kind of good. Did she take him to like a little concert? Like, what is this?
Do you remember a TV show we used to watch together?
Side note, this hair looks really good on her. She is rocking that hair.
When you think back on watching the Pink Opaque, how do you remember it? Do you remember it as just a TV show?
Ooh, now the horror's starting up. I was thinking that this was kind of a slow burn towards horror, because like so far it's been like melancholic but not really horror. But I think it's gonna amp up now. Oh, he put on her dress.
When you think back on the Pink Opaque, do you ever get confused? Maybe the memory isn't quite right? Does time ever feel like it's not moving normally?
Oh, I hate this electric sound in the back, like the feedback.
Do you ever feel like you're narrating your own life, watching it play in front of you, like an episode of television?
Oh my god, like he is narrating to us.
Like somehow the memories got jumbled around.
Oh yeah, and then it switches over to him being the main character.
Will you tell me where you've been?
She was in the show.
I'm going back there.
Like by choice, or?
Do you remember how it ended? The final episode? You can't trust anybody in your life. They're all working for him.
Oh, Mr. Melancholy? Oh, then I feel like everything that's gonna happen, like I can't trust. Because now what's gonna happen is that some things he'll think it's reality, some things it's not, or vice versa. That sounds kind of ominous. The final episode?
Isabel follows the sound of Tara's voice on the psychic plane. It's a desperate message from Tara, the real Tara. She's buried underground in terrible danger.
Oh shit. That's the last episode? That's kind of a horrible ending. Oh no, this seems like foreshadow.
They cut out her heart.
What the fuck? Yo, okay, see? Because it was saying like 1996, 2 years later, 8 years later, and then the final episode? Oh, it's not any good.
They feed her the Luna juice.
See, okay, this seems like a total tone shift from the other episodes.
Don't fight it. Let my poison...
Mr. Melancholy's voice kind of sounds like Owen.
You're gonna love the Midnight Realm. It's such a wonderful.
That's him! He's in the snow globe. Oh my god, just... Oh, that's also a dome?
You won't even remember that you're dying.
Ooh, he's turning into like an old TV show.
They bury her.
What the hell? Oh my god, I was literally thinking, what if the show wasn't even real? Like, those two are the only ones who knew about that show. Actually, no, the dad was like, isn't that a show for girls? What if that aired on TV and people who were like casually watching it, they're just like, what the hell? Like, no wonder they got canceled. Oh, what the? Oh my god, he was in the TV! Physically and metaphorically.
And then they're my home! You're not my father!
Oh my god. Ew! Ew! Oh my god, he's throwing up the poison. Oh, that's why her TV exploded. She probably did the same thing. Who the hell? Is that Marco and Polo? But in like human form?
I made it all the way to Phoenix on the money I'd saved. I started using a new name, but something was still wrong. Time wasn't right. It was moving too fast. And then I was 19, and then I was 20.
Yeah, time do be passing, huh? What is that?
This isn't normal. This isn't how life is supposed to feel.
Ain't that the truth? She's just feeling a little disillusioned by life.
A little bit after my 22nd birthday, I paid this burnout kid who used to hit on me in the food court $50 to bury me alive.
To feel something? This is sounding very metaphorical for like having depression and having like suicidal thoughts. Oh shit, she about to play a sick DJ set?
After I don't know how long, I felt myself start to leave myself. And it was like I was watching myself on TV from across the room.
Oh, that's like, it's like an actual term. Astroplaning? It's like when you feel yourself outside of your body. I know that there were documents of the US government trying to do that.
And then I was at the surface, back at our old sleepaway camp.
At our old sleepaway camp? Does she think she's one of the characters? Oh. So is Owen, like, actually Isabel? Like, the characters are merging together or actually have been one this entire time?
I was finally me again, and it was the season 6 premiere. I found my heart. I found yours too. Stored indefinitely in an industrial freezer.
She acting the hell out of this right now.
I found the Luna juice he used to send us to the Midnight Realm, and I took a big sip straight out from the ladle. I knew I needed to come back and save you, so that we can get to season 6.
I wonder if he's thinking she's fucking crazy.
Maddy.
That's not my name, and I haven't told you anything tonight that you don't already know.
So maybe what we've seen leading up, all the scenes involving them two, it's like skewed from his point of view.
This isn't the Midnight Realm. It's just the suburbs.
Well, the reality can be as much of a nightmare as well.
We need to go back down into the soil. The longer you wait, the closer you get to suffocating.
Yeah, like this memory of him wearing the dress, we didn't see that prior. I think he's having selective memory, or maybe his reality is different than what he remembers. I feel like I haven't been talking much about this movie, but I promise it's just because I'm trying to pay attention and make sense of everything.
It's just like the dream moments. It's not real. I don't think about it.
Just like the quote, like it can't hurt you if you don't think about it, if you keep being in denial. Oh!
I kept waiting for her to show back up, to force me underground, but she never did.
I think maybe you have to put yourself underground.
Some nights I found myself wondering, what if she was right? What if I really was someone else? Someone beautiful and powerful? But I know that's not true. The movie theater closed the next fall. My manager brought me along with him to the fun center.
Oh, the fun center. There was like a billboard earlier that was saying it was going to open up soon.
My father passed away in 2010 after his second stroke.
Oh, 4 years passed again?
Time moves fast these days. Years pass like seconds.
Oh my god, he's in the show. Just like Maddy said, time isn't moving as it should.
I even got a family of my own.
Oh, did I ask? Is it pets? Oh, got a new TV. Obvious product placement. Okay, he says that he has a family of his own, but we don't even see it. Are they even there? Are they real? He's trying to convince us.
It was raining the other night and I couldn't sleep, so I started the Pink Opaque again. It's available to stream now.
Yeah, so it was an actual TV show.
And it was nothing like I remembered it.
Yeah, why is the ice cream man looking a little sanitized? He did not look like that before.
Whole thing felt cheesy and cheap, dated, and not scary at all.
Those aren't even the right characters. I know. Fake Tara. Oh wait, was that a fucking spoiler? Oh my god, the subtitles. Oh, is he good? Oh my god, the Dutch angle. Oh, wait, this is the scary shot. Wait, I don't like this. Dude, your asthma. Oh my god, Marco. Oh shit. He is stuck in there. 20 years later? He got that juice in him.
Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday.
Oh my god, they're all paused.
Sorry, ignore me.
Oh my god, I thought they were gonna turn around and all stare at him. Oh my god, he's about to throw up that fucking gray Luna juice.
Owen?
Oh my god, did that actually happen? Why does my stomach hurt, low-key? Ew, well, no. Stop. I didn't know there's gonna be gore in this. Oh, I can't do it. Oh my god, this goes back to when he was telling Maddy how he wants to cut himself open and scoop it out to see what's in there, but he thinks he's empty. Well, he finally got the courage to look inside himself.
Sorry about before. Just a new meditation.
That's how it ends. So I was right when I was saying how this movie is probably on the more cerebral, psychological side than like a typical horror film. I think I'm going to have to let it marinate for a bit. I think there's so much, it's hard to really get a concrete idea. Well, first off, I'll talk about everything just from like a first watch experience. I like the colors. I think this movie is well done with the audio mixing, camera choices, the cinematography. I think the acting was done well. That scene where he like suddenly started screaming was so visceral. And although I don't consider the ending scary, I would consider it unsettling. Like my stomach did start hurting a little bit, maybe because of anxiety. Aside from him like wearing the dress, I think those are like glimpses of him feeling like he doesn't belong in his own body, which is related to being transgender. But I think there is like the overall message of like not feeling like you belong or not being comfortable with yourself, not being in your own skin. And also with like the line at the beginning where like it can't hurt you if you don't think about it. Like he was too afraid to like face that fear. Although it does manifest in a supernatural sense with the TV show and then Mr. Melancholy. I also think Mr. Melancholy is an obvious metaphor for like depression or mental health in general, maybe. I think the whole movie is like about escapism and fleeing from reality when you are unhappy with your situation. I think that's just like my first line of analysis. I know that there is a lot more under the surface, so let me come back with my final thoughts. Hello, I'm back. It's been about a week since I recorded for the commentary. I've had some time to think about the movie, really mull it over. I also read a lot of discussion posts on Reddit. I watched some interviews with the director Jane Schoenbrun. So I think I was on the right path with my initial thoughts. I just needed to really flesh them out because there's so much to analyze and so many small details. Okay, so first off, I saw a lot of discussion about how Maddy came back to Owen as an out trans person. At the time of watching, I had just assumed that they had come back as like a more butch looking lesbian. Them coming back as trans does make sense considering that Owen kept calling them Maddy and then they were like, that's not my name. But they also could be non-binary. I was also kind of thinking that at the time. It seems like it's up to interpretation. I don't think it was ever really clarified what Maddy's gender was. Also, they never specified what their new name was. I'm thinking that it's Tara since they realize that they are Tara in the Pink Opaque. But for all intents and purposes, I will be referring them as Maddy just for like ease of conversation. Maybe I'll do like Maddy/Tara. Also, I had mentioned that the Pink Opaque reminded me a lot of Goosebumps, but I found out that it was actually inspired by Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is a show that I had watched bits and pieces of. I think my sister had watched it maybe when we were younger, but I'm not familiar enough with it to have caught that in the moment. I think at the end of the movie, I was confused. Like, I could understand the big overall picture, but I think like there were so many specific scenes where it was hard for me to interpret. There were so many things to keep track of. There were so many small details. So because of that, I think that this movie benefits a lot from at least a second watch, if not multiple rewatches, not only to catch small details, but to have a better understanding of the allegory. So a small detail that I missed at the beginning, Maddy/Tara was talking about the inflatable planetarium in the gym. And then later on when they had their monologue, they were in that inflatable planetarium. Because I had missed that detail at the beginning, when they were having that monologue, I was kind of confused. I was like, where are we? Like, what is this? That's on me. Or when Maddy started crying during the Pink Opaque, they were going through something, they felt something while watching the Pink Opaque. I just couldn't really pinpoint like what it was. But now I'm thinking maybe that was their egg crack moment when they realized they probably weren't cis. Another moment that got me confused was when Owen put his head in the TV. I don't think I was wrong with my initial impression of like, oh, he's trying to like put himself in the show, like physically/metaphorically. I also had like a gut feeling that there was more to it. So when his father was pulling him out, like from a literal standpoint, he was trying to like save his son from like being burned, electrocuted in the TV. You know, metaphorically, you could say he's trying to pull him out of the show from self-actualization. He's trying to keep him in the midnight realm kind of thing. But upon reading discussions about that particular scene online, I saw someone say that him putting Owen's head in steam was him trying to help him with his asthma, which I never knew was a remedy. I didn't know that's like an old school remedy for helping an asthma attack. So that particular comment, it added an extra layer because this movie talks about how memories are unreliable. Owen himself is an unreliable narrator. Everything is from, like his point of view. So that memory of his father putting his head in the steam, it was filmed in such a like scary way because it was probably terrifying for him in the moment. But maybe like from the dad's point of view, he was trying to like help him get through his asthma attack. But even then, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. I think a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction would be that like, oh, he's punishing Owen. This is like abusive of him, since the prior glimpses of his dad were him criticizing Owen for wanting to watch the Pink Opaque because it's like a girl show, or him being kind of like a distant dad. I thought that was like an interesting theory. Also, while we're on the topic of asthma, it was kind of like a light bulb moment when I realized it, that his asthma was correlated to Isabel being buried underground. I was taking his asthma like literally. I was also thinking about how when Maddy/Tara left Owen's life for the final time, his life started to become more dull. When he rewatched The Pink Opaque on streaming, it wasn't as he remembered it when he was younger. Offhand, I was thinking about how like when you revisit things from your childhood, you have like so much nostalgia and you remember thinking, oh, this was so good. And then when you rewatch it, you're like, oh, wow, this was not good at all. So my initial thought was that. I talk about that a lot on this channel when I review nostalgic movies. But you could also interpret it as like he kept denying and repressing himself. It made him lose interest in the things that he used to care about. But maybe you could take it in like a literal sense. Because he kept denying the fact that he was Isabel, it kind of like changed the show entirely, because the show included like completely different characters. Where was Tara and Isabel? So everything that he loved about it didn't actually exist. The reality had changed and he was in the Midnight Realm. What's so cool about this movie is that you can take things and interpret it figuratively or literally. It can go either way, and it still is in line with the movie's themes. Lastly, with Owen's breakdown at the end. So because this movie is more on the surreal side, when this scene happened, I gotta admit, I was a little confused. How are things still? Like, what is going on kind of thing? It wasn't until I was reading trans discussion threads when I realized that this was a visual representation of him crying out for help. Owen had suppressed himself so much that he was dying inside and out. In addition to wheezing because he had been buried underground for too long. And everyone standing still were people who weren't seeing him suffer or willingly looking the other way, because none of them were looking at him. It made me think that like they didn't care. They didn't care that he was dying. And what's so sad about it is that he apologized as if like his suffering, his dying was an inconvenience, a bother to everyone else, trying so hard to fit in, to be like everyone else when they don't even notice. For me, I think the saddest part about that scene was when he cried out for his mom. He was obviously way closer to his mom, and I feel like she probably would have been the parent who would have accepted him if he had chosen to transition. Her death, amongst other things, was definitely a factor in him choosing to repress himself, since Maddy/Tara was also gone and he was only left with his dad. As I had stated before, I personally didn't find the ending super scary, and it's most likely because I'm cis. I will never truly understand the fears that a trans person will go through, but I am empathetic. I can sympathize. And although I didn't find the ending scary, I could feel Owen's pain and desperation, which is why I described the ending as unsettling, because I did feel unsettled. I felt sad for him. I felt worried. That's why my stomach started hurting. Although I interpreted the ending as more bleak and hopeless, I did read that Jane Schoenbrun actually wanted the ending to come off as more hopeful, because now that Owen had finally looked inside himself, he can finally go forward. It's really up to him to decide whether or not to take his fate in his own hands. There are so many instances in this movie where the message is that it's not too late. As is in real life, sometimes it can take a very long time to accept who you are, who your real self is. But I do like that message. Even if years pass by, like it did for Owen, it is never too late to figure out who you are, to live as your true self. Those are all the things that I wanted to talk about that I thought were interesting and wanted to bring up. But to be honest, I am just scratching the surface. You can get so many interpretations from this movie. That's why I had so much trouble trying to formulate my thoughts at the end of the movie. I literally couldn't pinpoint exactly what my interpretations were. For example, like I had mentioned that Owen might be neurodivergent. And later on, I found a ton of posts of people with autism saying that they related to Owen and his struggles. Or how I said that Mr. Melancholy sounded like Owen. That could be interpreted that there was no, big bad villain in his way. It was really only himself. He was standing in his own way. Or on the flip side, where Mr. Melancholy reminded me of his dad, which is like another external factor blocking Owen from accepting himself. You can go in either direction. Even though the director specifically stated that this movie is an allegory for being transgender, I think that there are so many themes and interpretations that people can relate to without being trans. Like the overall message of feeling like you don't belong in your own skin. You're scared to show who you are because of the judgment of other people. You know how it's a thing where older queer movies tend to have a sad or tragic ending? This movie, although you can interpret the ending as tragic, is really unique with its horror elements. Because of the surrealism and the visual depictions of internal repression, those unsettling feelings are more visceral. I can definitely see how this movie can be divisive with some people. Like I had mentioned during the movie, it was kind of a slow burn, or maybe some people expected a more traditional kind of horror film. But overall, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I think that it's a great and unique queer movie. So the only critiques that I have for this movie are, one, sometimes I found the script and dialogue to be kind of clunky and awkward, but I also figured that because a large part of the movie is set in the 90s, it kind of pulls from the stiffness of 90s media. Two, with Maddy's monologue, for me personally, I felt like it went on for so long and it felt so dramatic that it kind of reminded me of those comedy sketches where they make fun of actors doing dramatic reads and it's like unironically bad. I'm not saying that they are a bad actor. Honestly, I thought they kind of ate. I felt like that scene was kind of tiptoeing that line a bit in a way that it almost felt comical. I feel like that's a me thing. I don't know if any of you guys also felt that way. And three, I just wanted to point out how funny it was where Owen in 1996 looks completely different than Owen 2 years later. 2 years is not even that much, and they look like completely different people. You could also argue that this was done on purpose to show like how time moves differently or whatnot. But when you watch the movie for the first time and then they do that jump, you're like, oh, this kid looks nothing like Justice Smith. Lastly, I just wanted to say that I wouldn't have been able to come to these conclusions without some help. Like I said at the very beginning of the video, I felt like some of the themes would go over my head because I am cis, and I was right. So I did need some supplementary material to like help me out. Kind of makes me feel bad as a movie reviewer to, reference other people to formulate my own thoughts, but I also can't take the credit. So if you do want to read any of the posts or watch the videos that I did, I will have them linked down below. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about the movie and if you agree or disagree with anything that I said. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you for the next video.